Ready? Play.
Hi, Eddie and I are going to talk about the upcoming match between Ben Shelton and Coleman Wong. First of all, Eddie, are we surprised that Coleman is in the second round in Miami?
Well, I mean, he's lucky to get the wild card in the first place, right? I mean, obviously his ranking is what, like about 180 in the world or so,
Mm-hmm.
and obviously I think he's part of the IMG family, so he gets that wild card.
Yeah.
And yeah, also considering his recent form, I mean, he's still only 20, but obviously when he broke on to sort of the challenger circuit, he was doing pretty well. I mean, he's reached when he's 19, now 20, like four challenger finals. Unfortunately for him, didn't win any of them, but that's a pretty good level for a young player. But he started to fall away in the sort of the last half a year or so, and the results haven't been very good. Having said that, like he managed to, although he lost in the second round in the Cana Challenger, which is the 175.
Yep.
He beat Billy Harris in the first round, which was a pretty good win considering his recent performances. And then obviously here he's won against Daniel Altmaier in straight
Yeah.
sets. So maybe not such a bad like draw in the first round, but I guess in the bigger draws that's possible. But Altmaier's still sort of fairly solid top 100 player. So it's a nice victory for him and to get it done in straight sets. And I think with Coleman, he's maybe been lacking a bit in confidence and
Yeah.
So yeah, probably just I think he was very happy, judging by his reaction to get the win here, and obviously it's his first Masters 1000 win as well. So in a main draw, so yeah, he did qualify, I think, for Miami last year, and then lost in the first round. But so maybe it's finally for him. It's something to build upon, and sort of he's got maybe that spark back again. I mean, I think for him though, playing against a player like Ben Shelton, it's going to be really difficult because. Yeah, I mean, I think with Coleman when he's doing well, he's got to have that first serve working well. He's pretty big himself,
Mm-hmm.
and but maybe that isn't all. He's always getting enough from that. But when he is playing well, he's hitting a lot of first serves and a lot of aces as well sometimes. So I saw him play in Hong Kong against Jerry Shang. That was in the first
Mm-hmm.
round. Yeah, that was very close actually. I mean, the first set was like it went to tiebreak, and he was hitting a lot of aces, and so I think in this match he's going to want to do something like that if he's going to keep himself close against Shelton. He's got to take care of his own service games because obviously. Ben, you're not likely to break him that easily. I don't think Coleman's necessarily got the game to do that. So and obviously I think another thing is with Ben being a bit of a lefty. So that's I'm not sure how well that might make things a bit more difficult for Coleman. So yeah, I think he's got to, from his point of view, he's got to take care of himself and hopefully try and maybe push it and maybe get a chance later in the set. But yeah.
I mean, this could be a bit of a serve dominant match. I mean, and in a way, maybe that's okay for Coleman if he can just comfortably hold serve as often as possible. Ben, obviously, one of the weaker sort of elements of his game is the return, and hopefully Coleman, as you say, can serve solidly, and who knows, maybe get to a first set tiebreak and see how that pans out. Of course, Ben is the heavy favourite. Ben's form is pretty good. Semi-final in Australia, quarterfinal recently in Indian Wells. With two tight sets, lost to the eventual champion Jack Draper. Of course, their ages are quite similar. Ben is slightly older at 22 compared to Coleman at 20. One big difference, though, between the two is their personalities, right? I mean, Ben is this sort of outgoing showman, fist pumping, extremely expressive, but also very, expressive off the court as well and very comfortable in front of the camera.
Mhm.
Coleman, in my brief meetings with him, you may well have met him actually one or two more times and certainly spoke to him more at length than I have. But even
Mhm.
so, I still got the impression that this is a very timid young man, right?
Yeah, I mean, he seems like a polite young guy, and yeah, no, I mean, he was nice to chat to. He seems like a nice guy, but I mean, yeah, maybe in terms of sort of his general demeanor is a bit different from Sheldon. Having said that, sometimes on the court, I mean, maybe I haven't seen it so much recently, but he can get pretty animated on the court in terms of like
Yeah.
a lot of come-ons um and and he can get quite pumped up like that, which is maybe in contrast to how he seems off the court. But because I remember actually, I can't remember who it was, but one of the American players when the challengers was commenting that, I don't know if it was in one of the American challengers. I can't remember who it was. The opponent commented that that kind of took them by surprise because they weren't really
Okay.
expecting that sort of
Right.
from Coleman.
Hmm.
So I don't know if that'll be interesting actually to see if that sort of Ben's style, his showmanship sort of rubs off on Coleman a little bit in the match. But yeah, yeah. But I think it's going to be a tough one for him, and I think probably really, um, yeah, Ben should be able to get it done in straight sets. But I mean, I'm not ruling out that Coleman could sort of keep it close. I mean, I think that he's going to be feeling, having won that match, not too much pressure. So, and it's not like he hasn't played, you know, against some fairly big opponents in the past. So, yeah.
I am also going to go for a straight sets win. I think you might be right that there might be one tight set in there where there's some nice holds of serve for both players. But yeah, first meeting between the two, and one way or another, I do expect it to go the way of Ben Shelton. If you enjoyed this video, make sure you hit that like button. Don't forget to subscribe and click that notification bell so you don't miss out on all things tennis.